Well, it's pretty safe to say that the Street Fighter series is undoubtedly one of the most prolific of its genre, and Street Fighter II in particular was immensely successful and influential when it was first released, which I guess would explain why there are so many different versions of it. There's Championship Edition, Turbo, Hyper Fighting, and don't get me started on how many different ports there are for all the different consoles. But as far as the 16-bit iterations go, I'd say this particular one on the Super Nintendo wins the tournament. Super Street Fighter II was released to arcades in 1993 as the fourth installment of Street Fighter II, and was ported to the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis the following year. As the first game to utilize Capcom's new CP System 2 hardware, the most notable updates at first glance were the improved graphics and animations. It didn't look completely different by any means, but a lot of the animations were redone and made smoother. There's more dynamic backgrounds, and some pretty cool new intro sequences. But the more important update for Street Fighter fans at the time was the addition of some all-new characters. This would be the first time to meet new challengers T-Hawk, Deejay, Fei Long, and Cammy, each with their own stages and unique special moves. And all the other characters and bosses would return as well, some with a few new moves like Chun-Li's Kikoken Fireball, or some moves were slightly altered, like Ryu's Flaming Hadouken. And a few other minor things were added to the scoring system as well. There were bonus points shown on screen that were awarded to players delivering the first attack, along with indications for combos, reversals, and recoveries. While it may not seem like much at first, it certainly drove me and my friends to discover some brutal combinations and push our reflexes to their limits. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same good old Street Fighter II you know and love, and it was ported especially well to the Super Nintendo. The home version also includes some extra tournament and group battle modes, a time attack mode, and also still has adjustable game speeds if you're more into the turbo hyper fighting style. So Super Street Fighter II is definitely one of the more comprehensive Street Fighter experiences for 16-bit consoles. And if you want to get all modern though, it's also available on Wii's Virtual Console, and there's an HD version with online multiplayer that was released for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade in 2008. But for me, I'd much rather pop in my Capcom Pad Soldier controller, sit on the floor in front of my old CRT, and Hadouken the faces off of anyone who stands in my path to Bison. Man, I've had so many great memories with this game, and it's actually one that has aged remarkably well, thanks to some well-refined fighting mechanics, and of course, the memorable character designs and music. Now, while it does seem a bit ridiculous to have so many different forms of Street Fighter II, they're all pretty damn great, so you won't hear me complaining about it. Oh,